Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for the very warm welcome here to Almaty. I want to start by asking you about bio operations and in particular the processing plant. What makes it unique in Central Asia, in this part of the world?
The bio-operation is the only plant.
Bio-operations is the only facility in the post-Soviet space that carries out deep grain processing and produces bioethanol. Bioethanol is a second-generation product used in the production of environmentally friendly biofuels. This significantly expands our product line and market reach. The plant is quite unique. For example, our products are supplied to Europe, the Netherlands and the United Kingdom, including wheat semolina and fiber-rich goods. We also export to Turkey, Southeast Asia, India, the United States and Canada.
Юго-Восточная Азия, Индия, США, Канада.
Я хотел бы добавить, это на самом деле уникальный проект.
I'd like to add that this is a unique project, being the first of its kind in Kazakhstan. These are complex technologies, and we faced many challenges, both in terms of skilled specialists and technical implementation. But we didn't just build a company, we created an entire ecosystem in northern Kazakhstan, from the fields to the final products. We grow wheat, produce feed from it, and process it into high-value products such as gluten, starches, and bioethanol. The byproducts are used in feed production. Moreover, we capture carbon dioxide during production, compress it, and sell it as a finished product. Many soft drink manufacturers now use our carbon dioxide. We turn production waste into livestock feed, and from that we produce and process meat, including sausages and delicacies, which are sold domestically and exported. This vertically integrated system allows us to keep costs low and ensure affordable products for the local population.
С минимальными затратами и обеспечивать минимальную, цену для конечного потребителя.
So exports are clearly an important part of your business. Where are your major export markets and what are the products, the core products that you distribute to those markets?
Ну, если можно, я добавлю еще, что я не буду концентрироваться на...
If I may, I'd like to speak not just about one enterprise, but about our entire holding, KazFood Products. It's a diversified holding in Kazakhstan, involved in food production, raw materials, B2B and B2C sectors. We serve the domestic market and are active exporters. Our main objective is to produce cost-effective products that remain affordable for consumers. That is our mission, because we believe food should be accessible to all. Our primary export markets include the Middle East, CIS countries, the Far East, Latin America, India, and the USA. In terms of grain processing, we export wheat, starch, and bioethanol to Europe and the UK. We also export confectionery products to Germany, the Middle East and China, and flour products to Central Asia. We plan to continue expanding in the food and agri-processing sectors, which is our core expertise.
And zoning in on bio-operations, part of the group, bioethanol is a growing market, increasing interest from Western Europe, among other places. Why is the market growing so rapidly? What is it that those customers are really looking for?
Ну, на самом деле, почему происходит рост, такой проявляется интерес к биоэтанолу?
The growth is driven by the green agenda, the push to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It's all interconnected. Europe, in particular, is leading the way with strict directives aimed at cutting emissions. Because probably they, Europeans, started earlier. They came to the realization of their directives, projects to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And these requirements are quite tough than, let's say, in the countries of the former USSR and even in the United States. These include requirements for bioethanol use in automotive and even aviation fuels. One key development is the mandatory use of sustainable aviation fuel, SAF, in which bioethanol, is a component. As global cargo and air transport continue to grow, the demand for such fuels is expected to increase. That's why bioethanol is such a promising market.
В этой связи поэтому биоэтанол достаточно перспективен и интересен.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Sustainable aviation fuel is an example of one of those products that is right in the forefront of CEOs' minds all over the world. So it's very interesting that you should be playing a key role in that. I'd like to turn to the country itself. Kazakhstan is such a huge country. Does that present you with certain logistical challenges?
Конечно, Казахстан является, наверное, самым удаленным
Absolutely.
государством в мире от моря.
Kazakhstan is perhaps the most landlocked country in the world. No country is further from the sea. This presents challenges, as many of our markets are in Europe and North America. But we are finding logistical solutions. We have a dedicated department within KazFood products focused on logistics. We own a fleet of rail cars and a railway station to transport our products. We also work with European partners to manage multimodal shipments. So yes, it's a challenge, but one we are managing effectively.
В таком мире мы находим решение.
Да, я хотел бы еще добавить касательно биоэтанола.
I'd also like to add that we are exploring domestic applications for bioethanol in Kazakhstan. Based on European experience, it can be used to produce eco-friendlier petrol with reduced harmful emissions. We're already implementing this, especially in large cities where it could significantly reduce air pollution. We're also exploring the possibility of producing SAF locally. It's a scientifically proven, environmentally beneficial solution, one that should be adopted quickly. Thankfully, our government and regional authorities support such initiatives, and we hope to launch these projects soon.
В целом, для экономики, для населения, для здоровья страны.
And biooperations is an example of one of your companies that works closely with local farmers. How important is that to support local farmers and to really stimulate that part of the local economy?
Конечно, мы являемся представителем крупного бизнеса.
As a large business, we always aim to support our farmers, not just through bio-operations, but across our entire group. We have programs for pre-financing, guarantees, and even livestock farming. We provide feed in advance so farmers can raise animals and then supply the produce back to us. We help with logistics, financing, and are now looking into digitalization, so farmers can quickly and easily get support through digital tools.
Многие вопросы фермера оперативно решать.
And the role of technology is something that pretty much every business on the planet continues to wrestle with, whether it's AI or any other form of the very latest from the world of tech. How does technology play its part in your companies? And tell us about some ways in which perhaps people might be surprised at. I think we can all imagine some of the ways in which technology helps you, but just give us a sense of the broad scope of technology and how it supports your companies.
Но мы активно внедряем технологии.
We're heavily investing in technology and digitization. We've digitized our business processes, document flow, and customer relationships. Now we're doing the same with suppliers and buyers. In our production lines, we are actively introducing robotics, for example, to move heavy bags and reduce manual labor. We also plan to implement artificial intelligence. A dedicated team is currently exploring AI applications, and we expect to integrate it more widely in the future.
Внутри нашей компании активно использовать именно искусственный интеллект.
Gentlemen, biooperations is just one part of this vast group, a group seemingly as vast as the country of Kazakhstan itself. Tell us more about the group and the different product categories that you operate in.
Yes, biooperations is part of our grain deep processing division. We also have divisions in food production, agriculture, grain farming, confectionery, dairy, meat processing, cryoproduction, logistics, and trading. Our group employs around 6,000 people. Since 2017, we've partnered with the International Finance Corporation, IFC, not just for financial support, but also for implementing high standards in corporate governance, gender equality, and other policies. This year, Chevron's direct investment fund became a shareholder in bio-operations, which is a major step for us. Chevron is a leader in the fuel industry, and since we produce bioethanol, an eco-fuel, their support means a great deal. We aim to produce benzenol in Kazakhstan, a fuel that can reduce harmful emissions by more than 30%.
Ну, стратегический вопрос, наверное, такой, да?
Да.
Мы можем сказать, наверное, где мы были 5 лет назад и где мы сейчас, да?
It's a strategic question. If we look back 5 years, bio-operations was a modest plant using outdated technology, producing only 2 or 3 products with limited skilled personnel. Today, it's a completely different plant. New technology, new management approaches, and a clear vision. By 2030, I believe it will be a modern, highly automated, high-performance facility that sets the benchmark for the region.
Современный завод образца 30-го года, я в этом уверен абсолютно.
It's very interesting. I find that factors like your progress on gender equality, for example, are things that investors consider very seriously, alongside all of the more typical financial metrics.
Indeed, we obtained a gender certification a year ago, and we found that our situation was already balanced. We have equal representation of men and women on our executive and supervisory boards. So, implementing the standard was straightforward for us.
And finally, how do you feel about the future? You've got a group that is so diverse, so many different brands in there. You're sat in charge of it all, bringing it all together. Are you confident about the next 5 years when you look across the group? And what do you think might change as you move forward?
Мы уверенно смотрим в будущее.
We are in the food production sector, and food is always in demand. Central Asia has a stable and growing population, and Kazakhstan has a favorable investment climate. We are continuing to invest in new production and expanding capacity. We believe the next 5 years will bring steady development. Our aim is to build a modern company that embraces the latest scientific and technological advancements. And we are confident that we'll achieve that.
Стабильность, нашей компании.
Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you both, and we wish you all the best with the continued success you're having, both by operations and across the wider group. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that is all we've got time for on this edition. From grain fields then to green fuel. It's clear that Kazakhstan is carving out a new future for the agri-sector. Thanks for watching. Please do join us again next time for more World Business Special.